Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to the joy of painting dungeon tiles. It's so easy and fun. Hey, thanks, Bob, for that introduction. Today's craft, we're going to do a magic trick. We're going to turn these canvas boards into dungeon tiles. All right, ready? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3, blink. There we go. Wow, that was so easy and quick, right? Well, it's not quite that easy, but it is very simple to do. And follow me in my table, and we will make these canvas boards into dungeon tiles. Come on.
And here it's coming at you. Ready board. Yeah, so this ready board is just foam core. Going to cut that into a square shape, 3 by 3. So easy peasy there. Then just peel off the paper. That's what's nice about this ready board. The paper just easily comes off. You can see I got a 3 by 3 there. So I'm going to measure this into a grid to make it easier to add the stone texture to it. And there we go. So now I'm just going to randomly add stone texture to this, right? So see here how I'm just, well, randomly adding it. So I'm kind of doing the framework there for it. And then I just push into it with the ink pen. Easy peasy. So I'm going to score it a little bit. That'll make it easier to make the lines deeper because I want them deep enough that they show up when I stamp this. And see, I've got the scoring there. I'm going to glue it to another piece, which I've removed the backing already. Make sure that's tight, secure. And I'm going to do the edges so water can't leak in when I clean this off. So nice with the glue gun there with the metal tip. Now I'm just going to take the pen and run it through the score lines, and that will expand the cracks there and make it so the stencil doesn't just come out like a blob, that it has individual distinct stones showing up. And there we go. There's what it looks like. So you can see how I expanded those cracks. And the second part of this trick are these paint boards. We have this nice texture on these canvas boards. It's really going to make it look like stone when we stamp on here. But another thing it's going to do is help us with the weathering of these tiles. And I'll show that near the end of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix some Mod Podge, some matte Mod Podge, some black paint, mix it up good, and then I'll just paint it on my boards here. When it's dry to the touch, I'll just put some weight on it to make sure it dries flat. To prep my stamp, I'm going to take some gray, some burnt sienna, tan, and light gray, and dab it over the stamp that I get a nice kind of pattern. When I stamp this on, it'll give me a nice variation in color. I'm just going to use this piece of scrap cardboard first to kind of test the stamp, make sure I get a nice print. Make sure when you push the stamp down, you give it plenty of pressure so you get a nice even print. Sometimes if you miss a spot, you can dab it in with a brush. Once you fill in the whole tile, you're ready to go. You just got to let it dry. Ah, look at that nice varied color on that stamping. If you feel your stamp is getting gummed up, just take it to the sink and wash it out. I usually do this between each small tile or in larger tiles about half the tile. So you're going to want to make sure that you get all the paint out of those cracks, and once you wash it off and dry it off, it'll be ready for the next stamping. One problem with the paint boards is you're not going to find them thin enough to be hallways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 4x6 and cut it in half with this Zona saw. The saw works nice for this, and it's a great little item to have in your crafting area. Okay friends, I'm really excited about this technique. So here's a tile I stamped, but I'm going to take a nice bushy brush. I've dipped it in brown and black and kind of mixed it together. And I'm just dragging this brush over the edge. And I'm going to get that nice kind of shading on the side there. And you can see what's doing this is the texture that's actually on these paint boards. This is canvas texture, and you can see it popping out. Now you can see this really clearly in the close-up, but when we put these on the table, it's going to just look like shadowing on the tile. So this is going to be a really cool look when we get this down on the table.
In an epic collaboration with Runehammer and DM Scotty comes EZD6, the fast-moving game of fantasy mayhem.
Thanks for joining me today, craft friend. I am in love with the stamping technique and use it on other applications, including foam blocks. You can support the channel by picking up cost-effective sets of canvas boards from my very own Amazon link below. If you're looking to run some great adventures, check out Quest Givers, and especially the review section, where game masters give the skinny on the quality of the modules. See you next time, and go forth and craft.